What I'm about to show you is literally season 1, episode 1, 6 minutes in. And this is going to make so much sense with the context of what we know now about Taylor.
So wait, I want to hear about you and Dakota. So I'm like, he seems like a good guy.
Okay, so I don't even know where to begin.
I'm so excited. Tell me everything.
Dakota, he's my new boyfriend. We met on good old Instagram. He's very charismatic, he's charming, and he's very attractive. He asked me to be his girlfriend. And then we got in a big fight the next night.
When you fought, like, what was he saying? Like, what was he getting mad at you about?
I drank, and then...
She was drunk in the DV incident.
Yeah, I got drunk.
She admits to fighting with him before that.
100% admit that. Like, I was done and drunk, and so I felt really, really bad. He's like, I think we're just scared to like you, and like a lot more goes in.
Why would he be scared to like her?
History, my situation that just came out, right? So he knows that all comes with me. Then there's a side of me. It's like, should I be single?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or, like that to like go out of my 20s having fun. I just got out of this relationship. Like get all of that out of my system that I've been wanting.
I think my question is like, do you want to do this?
We have a lot of trust issues.
I was gonna say, does he have a lot of trust issues because of your past?
He does, and I do. Like with him. So we have trust issues because
trust issues from day one.
We posted TikTok together, and things come out on Reddit, and girls are on my TikTok saying, "Oh, he was just like with my roommate last week," or
no,
this and that. Like, ugh. Like now I'm like, I don't know if I can trust you. You know?
You kind of like.
You could have walked away right there.
No, I don't.
A little bit. A little. You like a little bit of jealousy.
She clocked you.
You can tell that he like cares.
Mm-hmm. I do like that. But I also get scared because I'm like, I'm 3 months out of my situation. I'm a month out of my divorce. Do I need to chill? He asked me yesterday. He's like, are you open to getting married again?
What did you say?
I was like, yes. I was like, of course. I want to get married. I want to have more babies. I will do that. Like that's my plan. And he's like, okay, good to know.
I think I was.
If you've been looking for a complete timeline and breakdown of the Taylor Frankie Paul situation, this is the video. I'm going to be breaking down everything with dates so that everybody understands the timeline in which all of the events have taken place. In 2016, Taylor Frankie Paul married her ex-husband, Tate Paul. They then had 2 children together, a daughter and a son. In May of 2022, Taylor went viral for a video that she made about a soft swinging scandal, and she announced her divorce. She shared in this live that she had gone too far and that her and her husband were going to be splitting apart because she broke the rules inside of the swinging arrangements. In September of 2022, just 5 months after the divorce was announced, she began dating Dakota and they made their first TikTok appearance. Just a few months later, in November of 2022, Taylor Frankie Paul and Dakota announced that they were pregnant, but that it was an ectopic pregnancy. Between December of 2022 and January of 2023, they had a small breakup, but they reconciled very quickly. And then in February of 2023, this is when Taylor was arrested for the first DV incident. It's important to note that it does not appear that her and Dakota broke up after this incident. And in August of 2023, that is when Taylor pled guilty for that DV incident. In September of 2023, they announced that they were pregnant with their rainbow baby. And in March of 2024, they welcomed their son that they shared together. In September of 2024, that is when Secret Lives of Mormon Wives premiered. And then in May of 2025, Taylor announced on TikTok that her and Dakota had broken up because of Dakota's infidelity. Through 2025 and 2026, they have had an on and off again situationship. Basically, we've seen them hook up, very toxic relationship, hooking up and then getting really upset with one another, which is what we see on the TV show Secret Lives of Mormon Wives unfold. And on February 24th and February 25th of 2026, that is when the second DV situation happened. Then just this past week, news broke that there was the DV situation that happened in February, and then everything started to unfold. And that is when TMZ released the full video footage that they had from the very first domestic violence situation in February of 2023. On March 19th, Taylor was officially canceled for her season of The Bachelorette following that TMZ video. It was announced today that Dakota had filed a protective order and temporary sole custody of their child and a restraining order against Taylor Frankie Paul, and he was granted that today. Court hearing is scheduled for April 7th to discuss this matter. Now, while Taylor seemingly had a very good co-parenting relationship, it is also being speculated that Tate is also looking to gain full custody of their children that they share together. But no further updates have been made in regards to that situation. And as we've seen unfold the rest of this week, there is just article after article, and all of that is really just the bombshell of that DV video being released by TMZ. Everything else that you're seeing has kind of followed because of the aftermath.
All right, y'all. This is the juicy tea that a lot of people and a lot of reality TV heads have been talking about. So, juicy! Let's get this whole joint jumping. Physical abuse. Oh my God. Yeah, notice Taylor's the one being the aggressor, while the code's really out trying to actually leave the house.
Hurt me. Huh? And you think this is okay? It's not okay. Holy
He tries to walk away.
Let me go. Stop.
He kicks him, becomes aggressive.
Dude,
one.
Leave me alone.
Gone berserk. Whoa! Holy fuck! And the daughter is right there. Oh fuck, man! Holy shit! He attacks him again, right in front of the child. And then she incidentally hits the child in the process. Not even giving a fuck about the child. Oh my God. Disgusting. And many of y'all say it's reactive abuse. Fuck out of here.
Taylor!
She does not even care about her daughter. It only takes her now ex to mainly shield the daughter from her getting hurt or by her potentially getting killed. Fucking disgusting.
Taylor?
Get the out!
I'm done with you. I'm done.
And this is in 2023, ladies and gentlemen. 2023, 3 years ago.
Your screaming. Your daughter just got hit in the head with a metal chair.
Oh my God.
No, you! Go and help your daughter! Now! Help your daughter, Taylor! Oh my gosh! If you throw another chair, are you okay? Taylor!
Get away from my daughter! Get away!
Then help
Get
her!
away!
Stop doing this!
You threw me. Get the
Dude, think of your kids! Gosh!
Me too. My daughter.
I don't care. I love your kids. Yeah, I do. I freaking love them to death. No, yeah, I don't care. Look what you're doing to me. No, nobody deserves it. You're not okay and you're drunk.
Here come the officer knocking on the door to investigate from the Herriman, Utah Police Department. We'll get to that video shortly.
Taylor, stop. Stop. Oh my gosh.
Nothing.
She is hammered.
And so is he.
I'm sober.
But throwing stuff at me sober?
Taylor, stop.
Gaslighting and Narcissism 101.
Just calm down.
You threw it at me.
Hey, Taylor, stop.
Ay, 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 ay. Utterly despicable.
I just want to be able to talk to you without you.
What's up?
I just want to be able to talk to you without you two bickering at each other.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So go ahead, like you can sit or whichever.
Okay.
So what's your name?
Taylor.
Taylor. I'm Officer RudeAdvice with the Herriman Police Department.
Okay.
The neighbors called in saying they heard a bunch of yelling and screaming.
I'm sorry. I'm just hurting it.
So let's start with this. How do you spell your first name?
T-Y-O-R.
Just go ahead and just focus on breathing for me.
Okay, go ahead.
So Taylor, right?
Yeah.
What's your last name?
Paul.
Do you need paramedics for any
No,
reason?
I'm good.
That, ladies and gentlemen,
I'm
you guys hear me now?
Right.
Sorry about
Have
that.
you
My
had
mic just got
a little bit
disconnected
too
from
much to drink
earlier.
tonight?
Forgive me.
I can smell
What we
the
are
alcohol
doing,
pretty-
we are
Sure,
looking
but
into the
not
body
nothing
cam
crazy. I
footage
went out on
from
girls' night and I came home.
Taylor Frankie
Safe
Paul
driving.
shortly after
I'm not
the
worried
domestic
about that. I'm
violence
just worried about,
DV
like,
incident
do I need to
happened.
call paramedics to come
In
check
regards
you out?
with that video,
No,
and then you see the cop knocking on
Paul
the door.
continues to
Quick
cry,
visualization.
explaining to officers her side of the story.
What did I do wrong? So
Officer comes in, knocks on the door. Taylor Frankie Paul comes in outside, and this is what you see, ladies and gentlemen.
So I can do better.
Well, it's
Sorry
not-
about this
it's
next to the
not-
microphone.
Taylor, look at me. It's not that you did anything wrong, per se. We are just... The neighbors called in thinking that someone's getting hurt.
No one's getting around. I'm just emotionally hurt because I'm good divorce and I'm just hurt.
Is that...
What?
Oh, thank you. Is that what's going on tonight that started everything?
Yeah, I'm emotionally super hurt. I can't help anyone. I'm just so hurt emotionally. I'm sorry. Can I get a drink of water? Can I get a drink of water? I'm just really hurting. I can get my husband to come get the kids if that's easier. I don't know what he wants from me. I don't want anyone wants from me. I'm just so hurt.
So, tell me what happened tonight.
He pushed me in the garage, and it's fine. I don't give a fuck. I just want to move on. I don't give a fuck about him. I just want to move on. I don't care. I pushed him. I hit him. He pushed me. I don't know what to think about it. Can I get a drink, please? Please?
Can you promise not to talk to him while we go in there?
Sure.
Paul says she went, quote, ballistic during the argument.
We saw it on camera. We saw it.
What do you need from me?
So I just need you to tell me what happened tonight. So you went out on a girls' night. You said that, right?
Yeah, he came pick me up from girls' night.
And then what happened?
And he was bitching me out the whole way home.
About, so when you describe that to me, about what?
I guess having fun with the girls. And he was going to a concert, but he was like, we're not going to concert now. And he came home. And then we were fighting. And we were fighting at each other. And then I was going at him, I guess hitting him. And then he pushed me into the kids' stuff. And then I went ballistic because he pushed me so hard. And then I fought back, and then we were just fighting, and I just want him out.
Where did the kids go?
My daughter's right there, and then my son's up sleeping because we had my family member that was babysitting. And that's all. I guess that's all.
With you guys fighting, do you have any injuries?
No, I think I'm okay. My fingers hurt. I think I'm okay.
Can I see your hands?
Yeah, I just want to go to bed.
Just like this.
I just want to go to bed. I think I'm okay. I'm good.
What about the other side?
I just want to go to sleep. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Sorry, guys. I just got interrupted. Forgive me. I just got a little bit of interruption for a bit. Let's continue with the video.
And then,
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want my dad.
Do you have a therapist or anybody you go to? No. You were talking to somebody about how you're feeling?
Divorce. No. And abusive people. No. I'm not. I'm not yet. I should.
It's probably a
Good idea.
They can be pretty useful, you know. You might not feel like this normally. This might be kind of due to
a little bit of alcohol always raises all of our emotional state. It kind of makes the emotion take over the rational.
Sure.
I don't know if you noticed that with you, but
No, I divorced her, alcohol or not. I feel awful. So yeah, you're good.
it's probably a little bit easier to keep under control though when you haven't
Sober.
had any alcohol. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure.
But a therapist can help you work through a lot of those things. If you're feeling like this a lot, it's probably in your best interest to talk to somebody about. So I talked to Dakota. Tell me what happened with the little wooden thing in the garage in his truck. Like, what happened outside at the truck?
All I know is that I was so scared that I peed my pants.
That must be the child behind where it's
I
blurred.
reacted, sure.
That's the daughter that's pulling out because they blurred the
hard
information
part
due to the
is
fact that she's a minor.
Like, I'm getting two different stories.
Okay.
As far as tonight's concerned, based on what I've seen and what's taken place, at this time you're going to be placed under arrest for domestic violence. Okay? So before I talk to you more about it, I need you to turn around and place your hands behind your back.
So is he not at all?
Not tonight, no.
I'm confused. So he pushed me and I'm under arrest? Why?
I can talk to you more about it.
That's fine, but I'm just curious why.
This story goes. My goodness.
I'm going to pee my... Am I allowed to talk or not?
Yeah. And just give me a second.
I'm going to pee myself, so why am I under arrest?
He told you for DV.
His word against mine, correct?
It's based on the evidence that I'm seeing
At the moment.
Like here tonight.
What's your evidence? Just curious.
Just all the stuff on the ground and you throwing things at him. And
On camera. All on camera.
all that.
Are we allowed to ask him, or is that not allowed? Because...
What do you mean by asking?
Because when he sees this, he's not going to agree to it.
Juicy. Juicy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of Nerd Chronicles. During the middle of this little video here, after 15, 16, some minutes, this is your host, the socially awkward nerd, Christian Paul speaking. And ladies and gentlemen, we have some extremely juicy shit that's been popping off. Juicy! Over the last few weeks around the time that's recording. And it involves Miss Taylor Frankie Paul, or formerly Mrs. Taylor Frankie Paul, in regards to her getting canceled at the moment from the Bachelorette series. Now, who knows if ABC quietly puts it on Hulu when the block gets cold? Who really knows? But at the moment, season 22 of The Bachelor has been pulled from ABC as well as Warner Bros. Discovery due to the video that we have just saw together. The first video, actually, that TMZ has obtained and has been released days before. And at the time of this recording, which is March 22nd, 2026, The Bachelorette would have been performed and would have premiered on ABC later tonight. But since everything has gotten scrapped, you know what I'm saying, the block has been super hot. So, ladies and gentlemen, where do we go from here? Right? Where do we go with Miss Taylor Frankie Paul? Where do we go? How do we know in regards with the history in regards to that case? And what was the outcome of the case? And why Miss Taylor here isn't as sweet or as classy as she really is, and why Taylor literally is a low-key narcissist. Okay? And also with the execs up by ABC, up by Walt Disney, as well as Warner Bros. Discovery, like any other major TV corporation, as to why they felt they need to actually go extremely super ratchet just to try to make themselves extra money.
So many of you women want to defend this woman and her psychotic abusive behavior, and you keep running your mouths when you don't have facts. I literally pulled up the actual report that was done against her for her to get the charges that she got. So instead of projecting whatever happened in your life onto this situation and letting it cloud your judgment, let's actually look at the fucking facts, shall we? This is actually the domestic violence information. This is what was submitted into the court for her to be convicted, okay? So this is all her counts, right? Count 1, aggravated assault DV. Count 2, domestic violence, presence of child, injury, weapon, death, etc. Count 3, domestic violence, presence of child, injury, death, weapon, etc. Count 4, child abuse. Child abuse. Intentionally or knowingly. Criminal mischief. Okay. This information is based on evidence obtained from the following witnesses: the officer, Benjamin, Dakota, and that is also her daughter. She was a witness because the officer spoke to the daughter. So the statement of Officer RudeAdvice, I don't know how to say his name, of Herriman Police Department, that on or about February 17, 2023, he responded to a domestic violence incident in South Lake County. Dakota Mortensen reported he was in an argument with his girlfriend, defendant Taylor Paul. During the argument, Dakota attempted to leave the residence. However, Paul began hitting him. Dakota also reported that Paul threw her phone and a wooden playset at him. The phone struck Dakota and the playset hit his vehicle, causing damage to the door. So she damaged his vehicle. During the argument, Paul threw heavy metal chairs at him, which put holes in a wall. After throwing 2 chairs, Dakota told Paul to stop throwing chairs because blank, that's their daughter, was next to him on the couch. Paul then threw another metal chair, which struck blank in the head. She hit her fucking daughter in the head. All of you who saying that she didn't hit the daughter, she hit the daughter in the fucking head. Dakota reported feeling scared for his life. Dakota was observed with redness and swelling around his eyes, swelling on his elbow, scratches on his fingers, and a laceration on his neck. Dakota confirmed he and Paul were in a consensual sexual relationship. A second child was in the residence at the time of the incident, which is the son. A video of the incident shows Paul kicking Dakota, putting him in a chokehold, and strike him multiple times. In the video, Paul picks up a metal bar stool and strikes Dakota with it. Paul then picks up a second bar stool and throws it across the room, causing a hole in the wall and knocking down home decor. Paul continues to pick up a third bar stool and strikes Dakota with it. The bar stool then hits blank, the daughter, was laying on the couch. Blank's heard crying after being hit with the stool. Dakota tells Paul multiple times to stop hitting him. This is what's really crazy. Upon arrival to the residence, Officer RudeAdvice observes Paul strike Dakota. She hits Dakota in front of the cop. And y'all are taking up for this woman? Reactive abuse where? What the fuck? During a follow-up interview, and this is an interview with her daughter. Her daughter is the one that said this. Detective Clark was informed blank had a goose head on her head, which was painful. So the daughter literally told another detective that she had a goose egg on her head and it hurt because her mom hit her in the head with a fucking metal chair. And you people are still defending this bullshit, calling it reactive abuse and supporting this woman? Taylor admitted to being the aggressor on a podcast. She admits to it. She's admitted to it. Mind you, y'all are not even concerned about what actually happened to the daughter. You're just mad that supposedly Dakota gave the video to TMZ. It's 2023. Like, why are we bringing this up? Because she fucking hurt her child. And now she got in another altercation with Dakota. And apparently the son was in the middle of the altercation. Yeah, he was in the middle of the altercation. Also, the other thing, we don't even know if Dakota even sold the video. There's a thing called FOIA Act where TMZ could have just easily went to the court and got the video evidence themselves because it's a huge breaking story. It makes them money and they can fuck up the whole Bachelorette shit. Did you ever think of that? Because that video was submitted in a court. It was court evidence. And they have all the court documents, everything. Most likely they got it from the court. It's public information.
None of y'all can critically think. It's actually insane how many of you cannot critically think or have discernment.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have this article coming from People, people.com, and they show you about the history of Taylor Frankie Paul's legal trouble with now ex Dakota Mortensen, in which in 2023, when the video came out, in which you see Taylor clearly abused, throw punches, throw chairs at Dakota, she ended up basically taking a guilty plea on a reduced charge. And we're going to actually dig further into the history of this narcissist that you see here that is part of your modern day ghetto hoodrat trash that you see up in the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. You see it on the reality TV show, and the TikTok influencer Miss Taylor Frankie Paul, right? You see the history that you see here. I don't have to really have to dig into like all the specific court cases and the documentation. You can definitely find this stuff online, as it's definitely fully out to the general public. And we can definitely scroll all the way down here. Now, you would think that Taylor may have reformed ever since the incident. And yes, he's currently on probation at the moment, until she got herself caught up in another investigation involving her ex in regards to God knows what, reaching as far back as a month ago.
No, today I was actually just being straight up. No, you were being a complete bitch. Oh. See? Oh, there's another one. There it is. Dude, look at you as a mother. You have no respect. You just call me a bitch. I don't give a fuck. I'm not the fucking parent. Stop talking. I am not the motherfucking parent. You just call me a bitch. Don't tell me about respect. Calling you a bitch is nothing compared to the way you treat me. Nothing. I think we all have some things we need to work on. Yeah, but Taylor doesn't have to work on anything because she's fucking perfect. I do think she has worked on a whole bunch. But I don't want to discredit that.
So she has been under hot fire in regards with this. So the heated argument causing the physicality by Taylor, her being aggressive. She got charged with aggravated assault, domestic violence, as well as child abuse, made him has been reduced down to a guilty plea. Basically reducing the charge to a misdemeanor in 3 years had, if they see abided by the agreement, as long as he stays probation for around 3 years. So, the 2026, they had another domestic violence investigation that halted production of the season 5 in regards to SLOMW. And you see the history down below, right? This incident here, we see in that video, that 2023, that's where that video mainly came from. Okay? Dakota on the left, Taylor Frankie Paul on the right. Okay? And this took place around February 17th of 2023. And Dakota basically claims that Taylor hits him in front of the two children, primarily in front of the daughter, basically hitting her in the process. Coincidentally, but not directly, but more so indirectly. Now, Salt Lake Tribune reported around that time that police did obtain the video of the altercation, which showed the reality star throwing heavy metal chairs in her ex-boyfriend's direction, one of which appeared to strike her then 5-year-old daughter. The daughter is now about 8 years old now. The court documents say that Paul admitted throwing the chairs, and we see in the video. She claimed during September 25 appearance on Call Dad that she never hurt her daughter or intentionally did anything with her children. Although not intentional, you did hurt her unintentionally. You know, obviously that part is a lie. March 2025, she was charged with 1 felony count of aggravated assault stemming from the incident and 2 felony counts of domestic violence in the presence of a child, along with 1 misdemeanor count of each child abuse and criminal mischief. Okay? Now, Paul pleaded guilty in the Baines aggravated assault 6 months later. That would have been August 2023, not November 2025. Excuse me, y'all. So she did a guilty plea deal, having much of her charges reduced. She did have good lawyers actually just coming through in her defense, so she served the misdemeanor, served her time, and she's currently serving probation. So under her probation ruling, under the terms, Paul cannot consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, per court documents. So the charge that he pleaded guilty is currently a Class A misdemeanor, right? Now, police confirmed there's an open domestic assault investigation between Taylor and Dakota early this month, right? TMZ broke the news on March 15th that filming for season 5 was on hold due to a huge fight between Dakota and Taylor. Days later, spokesperson for the Draper City Police Department confirmed that there's an open domestic assault investigation regarding the former couple, and that allegations have been made in both directions. Investigation has been ongoing since last month. It was when the spokesman claimed contact was made with one of all parties. Now, both of them broke their silence in regards with this chaos. And now they say, though Paul hasn't touched on any of the specific details regarding the domestic assault investigation, regarding the latest investigation, she did open about the hard time of it all, considering that the season is about to set to air today at the time of recording. And she actually gets a little bit of silent pointing as she trying to give herself a platform that she say something. And then they say something in regards. She also told EW, Entertainment Weekly, that she cut off contact with Dakota 3 weeks ago and that they're using a third party to deal with pickup, drop-offs, communications. And she claimed that she never intended to bring anything in the public eye. So they said Dakota had a different plan. A rep from the Mormon Wives casting later denied that he was the reason the investigation was made public. And basically that's what they have said. And they said that he knew there was a possibility it could come out, but he was not going to be the one proactively do that because he has always wanted a decent relationship with Taylor. The rep added, it's been really hard to achieve that, but he wants to co-parent also as well. A lot of juiciness, y'all. A lot of juiciness. Juicy!
It's more shame that you feel, and then it turns into guilt.
This week has not been a good look for ABC or for Hulu.
New Bachelorette fallout today after Taylor Frankie Paul's Sunday season premiere was canceled within hours of TMZ releasing this disturbing domestic violence video.
It's the only thing you know how to do is hurt me.
I don't think Disney had any other option but to pull the plug.
We're talking about a show that costs tens of millions of dollars. This season probably cost about $20 million, maybe more.
Here's the latest. ET has learned a rerun of American Idol will air Sunday in its place. Production remains paused on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, and according to NBC News, that show's cast members raised concerns to network execs about working with Taylor during a virtual meeting earlier this month. One saying, quote, "It's a dangerous situation. It's a sad situation, and we don't know how to navigate it."
I think ABC was making a very common bet, a risk versus reward calculation, that the benefits, the rewards of having Taylor as the new Bachelorette outweighed the risks.
With the amount of money that's behind this, I would be surprised if it never saw the light of day. They could put it all on Hulu and kind of just bury it.
Yesterday, another big meeting. ET's learned this one was with this season's Bachelorette suitors. They were reminded by lawyers that they remain under contract and to not talk to the press.
They could end up having some of the men from Taylor's season on Bachelor in Paradise.
And this is wild. TMZ snapped Taylor's ex-husband and her most recent ex, Dakota Mortensen, at a Utah courthouse filing paperwork against her. Dakota, who filed a restraining order, tells ET, quote, "I am focusing on our son and his safety." Today, a court granted him temporary custody of the 2-year-old until early April, when they are both due in court.
Some of these double standards really just piss me off because, let me get this straight, this woman here, the Bachelorette, she was caught on video abusing, beating her partner, threw furniture at him. One of these chairs hit her daughter. You can hear her daughter crying. She showed no concern for that kid, and she's rewarded with a show, and many of you women are really going to go on this app and defend her and make this guy the bad guy?
TMZ has officially released footage of the fight between Dakota and Taylor from season 1 when she was arrested. And it's very clear Dakota's a very sick individual.
Oh, he's the problem.
For him to sell this video to TMZ.
The only victim in that video is that daughter of hers.
So let me get this straight. The guy in the video who's getting beaten up is not a victim in this situation. That applies in your world.
How much money did you make, Dakota, selling this footage to TMZ?
And this is what pisses me off. If this were a Bachelor season coming up and we saw a video of a guy beating up on his girlfriend, even though the relationship was toxic and they shouldn't have broke up a long time ago, nobody would be trying to validate what he did. Nobody will be trying to make him the victim in this situation. So why does it apply here? And I understand fully damn well that he's not a perfect individual and this relationship is toxic and they should have broke up a long time ago. But I don't care what happens, what they try to do to instigate. Physical, abusive violence is never allowed in any situation, especially when kids are witnessing it and getting hurt in this. That is indefensible.
Juicy! So, ladies and gentlemen, we clearly know, based on what we've seen in the video and based on what we saw with those investigations, we clearly know, given the video that has been shown, that we have saw together with those actions live outside the body cam, what Taylor did was absolutely unacceptable. Irregardless of what Dakota does, y'all can say stuff and saying, oh, he put her in the corner. Oh, he was saying like emotionally insulting things. Oh, he was being very manipulative towards her. Oh, he was treating her like garbage. All of this is just basically retaliatory abuse on on Taylor based on what goes on. It's reactive abuse. And say that Dakota is a narcissist himself and he's the abuser. They should have ended that relationship a long ago. They should have not been together in the first place. They should have been procreating. They should not have had a child together in the first place, literally causing calamity within those kids. Okay? That's on them. They should have ended it a long time ago. But irrespective of that situation, okay, it is clearly unacceptable for Taylor to literally do what she just did. You know what I'm saying? Throwing hands on him while he's not even hearing the back, while he's not even hearing her to start, okay? While Dakota's really trying to walk away from the situation. You understand what I'm saying? He hasn't hit her. He hasn't hit her child. He was trying to walk away from the house, that you could see in the video. Clearly see in the video. And for those, some of you mofos, okay, that are walking out here trying to justify that type of behavior, and trying to justify the whole thing, thinking that's reactive abuse, it basically shows like a piss poor reflection on who you really are as a person. Okay? She should have literally walked away so she could cut things off immediately to prevent it from literally reaching that point. And otherwise, you see what happened, right? Now her image is literally full on shot. Basically been coming like heavy on backlash, literally down to the brink. You know, brand deals literally going to be at risk, literally trying to pull her away. All because of what she done did over the past few years. And that's on her doing, not anyone else's.
I am so tired of seeing so many comments of people defending this woman, saying that it's reactive abuse. Can't you tell it's reactive? The fact that he picked up the camera and started recording her, I could tell it's reactive abuse. The fact that she threw 3 stools at this man, 3. He even said, your child is right here. Your daughter is right here. And she still threw the stool to the point where her daughter started crying because she got hit in the crossfire. That's not reactive abuse. That's being psychotic. That's being crazy, and that's being a danger to your children. And do background checks just not even matter anymore? Because she was arrested for that incident. She's literally a felon. She pled guilty to a felony of aggravated assault. She's still on probation to this day. How was she even able to be the Bachelorette to begin with? But I think it's a mixture of people having parasocial relationships with people that they don't know in real life, will never know in real life, people that they only see on their phone, on a social media platform, or on TV, and a mixture of people failing to realize that men can be victims of domestic violence. Women can be perpetrators of domestic violence. The way that she was attacking him on camera, she had him in a chokehold. She was kicking him. She threw 3 bar stools at him. She kept on hitting him, and he was telling her to stop. And she did not stop while knowing that her child is right there. When he reminded her that her child was right there, she did not stop. She did not care about her child. So no matter what he did to her, she's in the wrong regardless. Regardless if it's reactive abuse or not, she's in the wrong regardless because she perpetuated domestic violence with her child there and did not stop. I hate the fact that people are trying to diminish it by saying that it's reactive abuse when that woman got her child caught in the crossfire when she was losing her mind. And people talking about he started recording because he knew what he was doing. He was antagonizing her. He started recording for proof that she was doing that to him. Are y'all okay? And the thing about crazy people is that they tend to have crazy people eyes. And if you look at her, she very much so has crazy people eyes. You could tell that she's not all there in the head when you look at her. Like, she obviously needs psychiatric help. She doesn't need her children. The fact that this incident was years ago and she's just not getting her kids taken, she's just not getting held accountable for it, which once again, all they had to do was a background check and they could see that this arrest happened and that she pled guilty to third-degree felony aggravated assault. It's a shame because no one cared. No one cared at all until the video came out. Even though her arrest is public record, everybody holding her accountable now is just a safe face on their part. It's a damn shame. As a mother, it broke my heart hearing her baby cry like that, like cry and scream like that, because obviously she got hit too. Like, as a mother, how does your child's cry not snap you out of it? Whatever crash out you're going through, how does hearing your child's cry not make you come back to reality? Shame on her.
Now, before I end this video, I do want to actually get with the situation with regards with ABC and Warner Bros. Discovery.
By now, we probably all already know that The Bachelorette has been canceled, but what does this mean for the network and the money that they've spent to produce these episodes? So according to TMZ, ABC and Warner Bros. Discovery are in a meltdown as tidal wave of ripple effects from the cancellation of The Bachelorette are already being realized. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that it costs approximately $2 million an episode to produce. Now, TMZ did also say that they are told only one of the episodes, the one that was supposed to air Sunday night, the premiere, is in the can. 3 more are in the process of being edited, and the remainder pretty much haven't been touched. One source says there's a huge post-production staff that will now have to be laid off. They continue by saying there's an enormously costly problem the network is now facing. ABC has a number of trade-outs where airlines, hotels, and various other companies and brands pay money in return for FaceTime on the show. ABC will almost certainly lose that money, and we're told it's a fortune. Another big problem, one of the 4 top contenders of this season's Bachelorette was supposed to be the next Bachelor. TMZ says we're told producers pretty much knew the people who were in the running, but it was all predicted on the contender becoming famous from The Bachelorette. Now producers will have to start from scratch because those contenders are no longer viable. Our sources say the next season of The Bachelor will either be delayed or they will pick someone who has already been on the show, and that's not ideal for ratings. Like, who wants to see somebody from years ago? As for who will ultimately shoulder the financial losses, Warner Bros. Or ABC, they're told there's already a fight brewing and the losses will likely be split in some form. And the fight is over who's responsible for casting Taylor Frankie Paul. So apart from all the financial losses that this show being canceled has caused, we are now probably also losing the next Bachelor.
And more so, journalistically, a lot of big-time TV companies up in the States and Canada, as well as these big major media outlets that follow that play of reality TV. Okay? This is also falling on ABC and Warner Bros. Discovery for the main primarily reasons of this is why the consequences of where you're extremely blinded by actually just taking heavy dollar signs, but not doing extremely thorough vetting on like morals and actually say keeping based on like what you basically like what the mindset is and actually reflective on them and community as like to get moral standing. It basically shows a piss poor reflection on ABC, on the executives on ABC as well as Warner Bros. Discovery then given the situation. This is not their first rodeo bringing in controversial characters in regards to the Bachelor franchise. ABC and Warner Brothers have a very long history of casting controversial figures that have a rap sheet, they have criminal records, okay? They have charges placed against them and have convictions, have civil and criminal lawsuits in regards to that, and yet they still put them on, irrespective of race. And the reason why they mainly put controversial figures on is because of the mindsets of those producers, right? Controversy and edginess and high-level ghetto ratchetivity brings ratings up for the network, which brings them more dollars, which brings them more ad revenue, would actually bring some more better deals for ads for companies to mainly pay them through ad dollars, through other sorts of revenue. They could try and actually make as much money as possible in regards to the whole ordeal. So it all comes down to money at the end of the day when it comes down to the bottom line. The money is the end game, okay? This is what these execs mainly care about. They don't really care about moral standards. They don't care about racial justice issues. They don't care about domestic violence issues. They don't care about allegation issues whatsoever unless it hits their pockets. And whenever you see money literally threatening to hit their pockets is what you see literally in what The Bachelor was canceled when it comes to the situation in regards with video of Taylor actually physically abusing her ex. At the time, they were together in 2023. But when the block was really hard and they knew of it, and when they actually saw it, literally that video, in regards with that whole matter, you know, whether or not who released the video, that clearly is irrelevant. Look at what you've seen in regards to this video, in regards to the potential amount of money that can definitely be paid, and why the executive may have mainly chose Taylor freaking Paul. Just like the situation with Bravo, in which actually mainly Cassie Housewives, even though they actually have been convicted criminally on state and federal charges and been through lawsuits, and they want to try and show how rich they are, you know, without actually handling their finances. It is all about ratings. It is all about money, mainly down the line. Just as in this case, when it comes with Taylor Frankie Paul, it mainly backfired them plenty. And now they're literally having to eat crow and literally having to eat shit as a result of all the decisions that they have mainly made in regards with that. They took the risk, and unfortunately the risk has backfired as a result of it. And now they're going to have to eat crow for a while as long as the block is hot. Ladies and gentlemen. Juicy! Okay. $2 million per episode. I don't know how many episodes are going to be in the season. Potentially in the range of about $15 to $25 million. That they would have to mainly handle out, and they have to basically actually trying to mediate the situation when it comes to ads that actually mainly sponsor the show, that could actually potentially pay the show as well as pay the network. So it's a lot of chaos it's a lot of chaos and fallouts in regards to the decision that they have made ever since that video has been released. And once again, whoever released that video and whoever gave it to TMZ is irrelevant. What matters is what's on that video at that particular moment, on what we clearly saw right in front of our eyes. And it's not alleged. This is literally up in real form right in front of a camera. Okay? This is a piss poor reflection of Taylor Paul. If Dakota is narcissistic as he claims that he is, both Taylor and Dakota definitely do belong together, given those mindsets. Assuming that's the case, then let's go on with the argument. But either way, right? This falls on Taylor Frankie Paul, number one, and ABC, Walt Disney, and more importantly, Warner Bros. Discovery. Shame on all of them in regards with that type of decision. And now they're going to have to eat crow for a very, very long time. And I have no sympathies in regards to that, because that's a reflection of who they are when it comes to chasing the bags, as well as actually chasing activity based on their mindset as well as their culture.
Some of the men from Taylor Frankie Paul's Bachelorette season are looking at potentially filing a lawsuit against ABC Warner Brothers Discovery. And the article says we're told 5 contestants also feel like Warner Brothers Discovery, which produced the show, created an unsafe working environment by allowing Taylor Frankie Paul, who has clearly shown flashes of violence in the past, to interact with them in intimate settings. Also, a Bachelorette alum, which is Sean Booth, who got engaged to Caitlin Bristow, he came forward to TikTok today making a comment about why they would have chosen Taylor Frankie Paul. In his video, he goes on to talk about how he cannot believe that this entire thing just blew up, that it blew up ABC. One single girl blew up ABC's entire production. He went on to say, but the funny thing is they knew who they were getting. They knew everything about this girl, and they decided to roll the dice, and it blew up in their faces. In the video, he continues explaining that he really feels like the franchise had kind of fallen flat, and they were looking for someone to bring that attention. He said said even he heard about The Bachelorette. It had been years since he had really followed along with the franchise. They did exactly what they set out to do to get people buzzing about it, talking about it, and getting ready to watch that season. Also goes on to say that, they don't care if this is a wife material. It has lost so much sense of what The Bachelorette used to be. They were simply looking for the ratings, and they were gonna get it. But then he ends the video by saying, but it completely blew up in their faces, and they kind of deserved it.